So namaste, Jai Bhagwan. Come into a long spine. And just start to settle into your space. Just kind of close the eyes and connect within. And I usually feel quite tight when I do this with you guys. So let's start to bring some ease here in our easy pose, Sukhasana. So the word for ease is Sukha. So let the ease settle around you as you breathe in through your nose and a long sigh out your mouth. Settling the neck, the shoulders. We'll do that a couple of more times just to soften all the muscles. Breathe in through the nose, get tall in the spine. And sigh it out, relaxing the temples, the jaw. Once more, inhale. And just sigh it out. And just feel your sit bones, the ground into the mat beneath you. And just start to root and connect. Coming totally present for this practice, for your body, your mind. Checking out of all the other stuff around you and staying in this present moment. And start to come into Ujjayi breathing. If you haven't already, some of us, once we know it, put it on autopilot, and that's a perfect habit to have. Ujjayi breath, inhaling and exhaling in through the nose, out through the nose. And just bow your chin forward. Honor yourself for showing up today and bow to your light. Keep that long flow of the breath, long spine. Float right ear over right shoulder. Relax the jaw muscles completely and nod it out, releasing any tension. Opening the side of your neck. And then roll your chin back through the middle. Left ear over left shoulder and nod on this side. Inhale and exhale. Like you're giving yourself a little neck massage. Maybe pausing anywhere where you got a little tightness. And then roll the chin forward again and just circle the shoulders up, back, and down. Hearing a little crunching in there as you open up your connective tissues, get some fluid going in your shoulder joint, and then reverse the circle. Settle the shoulders back down. Slide your hands to your shins right below your knee as you open your eyes. Inhale, lift the sternum, drop the shoulder blades, lift the chin. Exhale, stretch back, lengthen the arms, chin into the chest. Inhale to roll up, open the chest, looking up. Exhale, stretch it back. Just leading with the tailbone here, ending with the crown of the head to open up the spine and get into the hips a little bit. Taking a couple of more. Inhale, shoulder blades together, opening the throat. Exhale, stretch back. Shoulder blades apart, stretching the back of the neck. Inhale, one more, and exhale, stretch back. Lengthen the arms. Come back to long spine, right palm beside you, stretch over and circle. And then reverse the circle. Remembering your deep breathing. Stretch the bicep over the ear. Gaze down, maybe go a little lower, and then float it back up and take it to the other side, circling. Opening your shoulder, once again, maybe pausing if it feels a little stuck anywhere. Reverse the circle. And then take the bicep over the ear, stretch it in. Maybe go a little bit lower, looking down, releasing the front side of your neck. And then float it back up, reach up, interlace the fingers, stretch up. Exhale, press away, opening the back muscles, stretch up, inhale. Exhale, press away. One more inhale up. And then just twist, gaze over the right shoulder. Nice and easy. Balance the spine by twisting to the other side. Inhale, reach up. Take it to the other side. Breathe. And then stretching it up. And as the palms float down, just slide forward and widen the knees to come into child's pose. And just settling down, maybe rooting your forehead down. Inhaling and exhaling deep into the back. And then walk your hands to the right if you like. You can always just keep them forward. And then walk through the center to the left. Get a nice little stretch in the side body. Come back to center and just root into your Ujjayi breath that you're going to take with you into your flow. And know that this pose, child's pose, is always here if you want it. Some of us don't like it as much, so if you've got another reset pose you like, you can take that instead at any time. But when you're ready, we're going to inhale to tabletop. Knees under hips, toes under, drop the belly. Inhale, look up, stretch the eye muscles. Exhale, release, chin into the chest. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop the belly, looking up. Exhale, release, and press up. Inhale and exhale. And the next time you drop your belly, take an inhale and exhale, lift the knees and reach back and up. Turbo dog. Knees are bent, palms pressing the front of the mat away. Shake out your head, your neck. Ears stay right between the biceps and just walk the dog side to side. And then lower the knees back to tabletop. Bring your right foot forward. Walk to your fingertips. Right knee over right ankle. Take a big inhale. Feel your hip and then exhale into the hamstring. Stretch it back, flex the toes. Lengthen the sit bone, which is up here at the top of the leg, away from your heel. Stretching through the back of the knee. And then come back to lunge, ground the palms, lift the knee, feel your high lunge, chest forward, and take a nice light twist. Arm can stay up, or I put my hand on my sacrum sometimes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Nice flat right foot. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Press through your back heel. Take one more breath. Float the palm down. Pass your right foot back. Place your knees down, take a big inhale with control. Lower down. That's how a full chaturanga should be, that controlled. Release your hips, your feet. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, float it back to down dog to walk it out again, side to side. Once again, releasing your neck, shaking it out. Opening up side to side. And then lower back down to take the left foot forward. Left knee over left ankle, big inhale into the hips. And then nice and easy, stretch it back. Flex the toes, lengthen through the back of the knee. Hear your breath, nice and loud. Ujjayi breath, like the sound of the ocean. Back of the throat, nice and active. And then come back to your foot, your palms into high lunge, lifting the knee, firing through the back heel. Hips are low, sternum reaching way out in front of you, and then take your twist on this side. Breathing, inhale, lengthen. Exhale. exhale, twist, press through the back heel. Take a couple of more. And then float the palm down. Pass your foot back. Big inhale in your plank. Use knees if you want, or with control, lower down. Inhale, cobra, or up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Take 5 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Long, even breaths. YouTubers, just chill out a second. I am losing Facebook. So I'm trying to go back into Facebook. So if you want to lower down to child's pose, we're going to do a couple of more Ujjayi breaths before I pick up everyone else. Technology today, right? Yep, it kicked me off. I'm back on. Seeing if you guys pick me back up. We were basically in our first sun salutation, guys, on that first short clip video. Heather, you're back. Somebody made it back in. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, so guys, anytime it kicks me out, I go right back in. Welcome to technology. Sorry about the frustration. Hi, Shelly, you're back too. All right, so we are on our first Surya Namaskara A. So let's just come back to standing at the top of the mat. Reground, recenter with a couple of deep breaths. Then we'll allow the inhale to stretch us up overhead. Exhale, fold you forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And then palms down, travel back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Take a couple of breaths here, walking it again, side to side. And for this one, just walk it forward because you guys were off the feet and we should have had a rag doll for our first fold. Soft knees, waving it a little side to side. Opening your low back, your glutes, and then hands to the waist, hips back, chest forward. Inhale up, arch it back. Back to center, big toes touch, root it down. Nice full breathing, let it stay with you. Inhale to rise up, exhale to flow it down. Inhale, halfway lift, palms down, travel back, lower down. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Nice full breathing. Remember, if you want child's pose here, that's awesome. Sometimes I take meditation pose here. Deep breaths wherever you are. Breath's the most important part of all of this. Long, even inhales. Long, even exhales. Hearing your breath. Letting it pump through you, around you. It's the most healing part of all that we're doing right now, the breathing. Press back to your heels. Inhale to the toes. Bend the knees. Travel home, top of the mat. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold in. Reverse up. Palms to the heart. And then bend your knees, sweep the earth into Utkatasana, chair pose. Get strong. Maybe lift the toes up, feel your core. Biceps by the ears, sit a little lower. Take an inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Shake the neck out. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms down. Travel through your vinyasa. You can inhale cobra if you don't want to go all the way up to up dog. And exhale back down dog. Sweep the right leg in the air this time and just move it around a little bit. Ankle, hip circles, whatever feels good. And then square the hip and bring it forward. Back heel in, rise to warrior one. Hips are forward. Nice strong warrior one. And just clasp your hands up there. Bend your elbows. And take a little stretch here for your triceps. And then get strong by hinging and reaching it out. Biceps by the ears. Breathe. Right knee stays bent. Inhale it back up. Release your hands. Circle the wrists. Big inhale up here. Exhale. Take it down. Travel through a vinyasa or just meet us in the down dog. And when you're ready, we'll take the left leg up. Move it around just like we did the first side. And then square the hip, travel forward. Turn the back heel in, rise it up. Warrior one. And then interlace the fingers, temple mudra, bend the elbows. Stretch it back, press your head back. I call this the head rest, so you're giving yourself an assist. Reaching the elbows up, away from the hips. And then take it forward. Strength brings you forward. Strong warrior, reaching out, slaying all the stuff in your way. Wouldn't that be nice? Inhale it up, and then circle the wrists. Inhale it up here, and then exhale, travel through. Your next inhale takes you to up dog, and your exhale floats you to down dog. 5 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Breath rolling through you, around you. Hearing it, turning it up. Just like your favorite radio station. Or these days, your favorite Spotify. Or whatever else you got going on. Apple Music. Press back to your heels. Inhale to your toes. Bend your knees. Come forward. Take a big halfway lift. Fold it in. Bend the knees. Sweep the earth. Chair. Rise it up. Arch back. Palms to the heart. We'll take one straight up B. Goes a little fast for me, but I like it sometimes. Sometimes I like to speed on the interstate. So we're going to bend the knees, sit back to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms down, travel back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Sweep the right leg up, bring it through. Back heel in, rise up. Warrior one. Exhale, palms down and lower down. Same breath. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Sweep the left leg up, bring it through. Back heel in. Inhale up. Exhale, travel through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths, Ujjayi breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. They work through you, around you, so the prana, the life force energy, can flow freely within you, around you, giving you new energy, new life, revitalizing you. Just visualize all of that. Beautiful, healthy air, healthy prana Press back to your heels. Inhale to your toes. Bend your knees, come forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sit into chair. Rise up. Palms to the heart. Tuck your chin. Take a couple of breaths here. Notice if your breath got choppy or whatnot, and let it just be long and even. Maybe your heart rate went up a little bit. So you keep the long breath, helping you keep a steady rhythm as we flow. Bend your knees, sweep the earth again. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Travel back. Lower down. You can always skip these. You can double pump them. Whatever works for you. You can use the knees. Inhale your right leg up. Bend the knee. Square the hip. Point the toe back. And then travel it up again. Turn the back heel in. Rise up. Warrior one. Hips are forward. And then we open to the side, this time warrior two. And we have to line it up. Straighten the front leg. Line your front heel to your back arch. Time out. These are my K-Deer pants. I have to free my heels so I don't slide out of here. Front heel to back arch. Hips face the side. Root the tailbone down. Knee goes over to the pinky, sweeping it out. Strong warrior two. If we were looking in a mirror, which I'm looking at my phone, I see myself. I shouldn't be able to see my back arm. I'm gonna line up like I'm leaning back against a wall. And then turn the palm up, reverse it. Feel that nice stretch. And then float it back. Bend your elbows, sit light, sweep up. Take a couple of circles here. And reverse it. And then sweep the bicep over the ear. Feel long and light here. Keeping the sukha, the ease in this posture. Maybe reaching down or doing a half bind or a bind here. Sometimes I just do the half bind. And still stacking the shoulder over the shoulder. The dristi is up. But the action is on all four sides of the neck, not collapsing the neck. Take your gaze down on your exhale and allow an inhale to pull you back with a nice strong quad. And then straighten and shorten the stance for triangle. Front heel to back arch. Hips are square, sweeping it out. And then reach to the front of your mat. Right fingers down, left fingers up. Gaze is up. Nice full breath. Stacking again your shoulders. Leaning back against a wall. If it's hurting your neck, you look down, which resets the cervical spine. Relax the jaw muscles. Breathe. And then everyone gaze down on an exhale and let your inhale pull you up. And we'll transition to square the hips forward, bend the right knee, walk your hands in, lift your back heel. And you might need to slide it back a little to feel a nice lunge. And we'll just take a second to lower the knee and walk the foot over. Get in the hip for a couple of breaths again. Maybe put your forearms down this time or just bend a little lower. Nice full breath in and out. Hear your breath. Create space in your hip. If you're down, walk yourself back up and just counter stretch it back. Same thing we did before, but maybe you feel it a little easier in your hamstring. Stretch through the back of the knee. And then coming back into your foot. Walk your right hand up, lift up, arch it back. And we'll take a nice twist to wring out our toxins, if you will. Once you're in, maybe float the knee up if that's for you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale to get long. Exhale, twist. Take one more. And then float the palms down. Pass it back. Nice strong plank. Take an inhale. Exhale lowers you down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale it back. to down dog. Walk the dog a second, side to side. Feel the right, feel the left. No, we're gonna balance out and sweep the left leg up when you're ready. Bend the knee, feel the hip, and then square it, point the toe back. Guide the foot forward. Back heel in, rise to warrior one, and then open up and line up your warrior two. Heel to arch, hips are square, tailbone roots down, belt line is level to the floor, so your back hip is not jacked up, and then bend yourself in. Remember, you should be on one plane here, chest nice and open so you can't see the back arm. Also take a look back there. Sometimes we put the back arm too low, so let it be parallel to the floor like the front arm. Shoulders settle, and then turn the palm up, reverse it. Feel your nice long side stretch here, and notice if your knee comes into your big toe, let it push back using your adductors. And then float it back, bend your elbow, and sweep it up. Find some circles. And reverse. We call this full expression extended side angle, meaning you've got full extension and a long energy line from the outside edge of the foot through the fingertips. So if you reach down or bind or whatever you do, you keep that extension through the ribs, through the side body. Breathing strong and full, matching what you did on the first side. And then gazing down on your exhale, your inhale pulls you up, and we straighten and shorten for triangle. Heel to arch, hips are square, reaching it out, getting long, opening the chest, stretch it forward, and float in. Like you're leaning back against the wall, gaze can be up. Your action happens through all four sides of the neck. So if you're feeling anything in the neck, look down instead. Safer, you don't want to feel any pain there. You might be compressing something. The neck is very sensitive. Everyone look down and let an inhale pull you up. Transitioning, walk it forward, square the hip, take it nice and long, and then lower it down and widen the foot over to get into the hip again. Left knee over left ankle. Maybe your palms stay down, maybe you can go lower. Whatever you do, you keep your breath. Inhale and exhale. Long, even breathing. And then nice and easy, we'll stretch it back. Reaching it back, flexing the toes. And then as we head back in, we'll use the left palm to give us a lift, to lift it up, open the chest, arch it back a little, keep all this length as we take a twist, reaching the sternum out towards the big toe, maybe lifting up the knee if that's what we did on the first side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Take one more. And then float the palms down. Pass your foot back. Big inhale. And the exhale lowers you down. Inhale. Take a little pause in the up dog. Wiggle your hips. And then press it back to down dog. We'll take a choice here. Option to take a child's pose or a Virasana. Option to hold down dog if you love that. It is a rest pose in Ashtanga. Or option to take Vashisthasana side plank. I like to do it from tabletop. If you like the full one, that's cool. But from tabletop, I'm going to roll into the left palm and knee, pressing into the shin and lifting up. And I'm stacking like I'm leaning back against a wall. If you're in full Vashisthasana, lift the hips, hug the belly button and lift, lift, lift high. And then foot down, palm down. Optional vinyasa if you were in full side plank. And then when you're ready, from down dog, feet together, inhale, plank, roll to the other side. I'm just rolling in to my palm and my knee and I'm lifting it up. Breathe. Stacking shoulders and hips. Hips are high, belly button hugging in. That's Uddiyana Bandha at work, lifting you up. Optional vinyasa again. And we'll meet up in child's pose or Virasana and take a couple of grounding breaths. Or maybe get your water. Keeping your inhales and exhales. Long and full. And let's meet up in tabletop. We'll do a little balance here on the ground and then we'll head up to do a standing balance. So gazing straight down and taking table balance. Right arm forward, left leg back. Reach forward, reach back, gazes down, breath is full. Palm down, knee down. Take a couple of circles. And then flatten it again, take the other side. Left fingers forward, right toes back. Reach forward, reach back, breath is full. Long and even. Palm down, knee down, circle the other way. And then tuck the toes, press back to down dog. Just kind of observe if it feels a little better than the first one. And then slowly walk the feet forward. And we're gonna bind the big toes if that feels good. Otherwise, grab the backs of the legs. Either way, I want you to have straight legs and really use your arms to hug yourself in. And you want to stack the sit bones over the ankles. So a lot of us lean back in this. You want to stack it up to get the stretch nice and high. And use your arms to pull in. If you're binding, you're stepping on the knuckles. Your arms are actually doing something. It's not like a passive fold. That was ragdoll in the beginning. And then release the bind, hands to the waist. Soften the knees, take a halfway lift, kind of. Breathe it out. And then inhale it all the way up. And arch it back. Sometimes if you take 2 breaths to travel up, prevents you from getting a little dizzy in that posture. We have a blood pressure shift when we come up. Natural to get a little dizzy. Okay, we're gonna touch our big toes and we're gonna sit back in a chair. Lining up toes, knees, sternum to the midline. We're gonna press, lift, and cross over, palms together to take a twist here. And then maybe if you know a variation where you open, some people arm balance here. Whatever works. Sometimes I like to slide my arm in here and squeeze it. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Take one more. And then fold it forward. Shake it out. Take a halfway lift. Fold in, bend the knees, sweep into chair, and take it to the other side, matching whatever you did. I did this variation, so I'm going to do it again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Take one more. And then forward fold again. Heel toe the feet apart. Either bind the toes again, or if you want to step on the palms. It's really good for the wrists. Little release here. You still want to stack, but you want to be mindful not to roll over. Take a couple of breaths. The head's below the heart. Everything's pumping a little extra. And then working it back out. Take your hands to your waist, press back, inhale up again. Maybe take the double breath to get up. And if you feel dizzy, just hang out here, or if it feels good, arch it back. You don't want to go back if you're dizzy, because then you could fall back. We're going to line up the feet about 1 fist apart. Shift into the right foot, feel nice and grounded, and we're going to take our tree. So tree can be toe all the way down, like a little kickstand, foot below the knee or above the knee, or some people do half lotus here. Either way, you're externally rotating this hip. So the knee is pointing all the way to the side. So you take the foot to whatever position works for you to get that external rotation, maybe lifting the arms, whatever branches you want to grow today, new branches maybe. Floating it back, squaring it, reaching it forward, feel nice and strong, and then float it back down. Take a couple of breaths between the sides. And when you're ready, shift it in and take it into the other side. I find that I think tree is like the favorite balance. You know, advanced people like it, beginners like it, the whole class usually likes tree, maybe because it's grounding. So visualize the grounding roots, rooting you down. We could all use a little extra grounding these days. So get super grounded here, keep your breath. And then come back to square it forward, keep your strength, press the foot forward without reclining back, reaching it forward, and then lower it down, shake it out. Inhale to sweep up, exhale, long forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, pause there and just move it a little side to side. Feel your lower back, your hamstrings, your glutes. And then travel back, lower it down, inhale, up, exhale, back. We're gonna come down to the knees again to take camel. So Ustrasana, we'll do it twice because back bends are good repeated. So if it bugs your knees, I always say you just make a little cushion with your mat and make a little double up. And I put a block between my legs so I'll squeeze it, which helps take compression out of the back when you go back. And camel doesn't have to be a giant back bend like cover of yoga journal picture. Some people do put their forearms and their head all the way back there. But what we're gonna do first is just support the back. Fingers can be up, which is the same stretch as a full wheel. Fingers can be down. I prefer fists. And either way, you're pulling the elbows back, shoulder blades together, shoulders down from the ears, hips stay over the knees, and the heart shines up, opening your heart chakra, Anahata chakra, reaching back through the crown of the head, breathing, and then take it back up. Come in to neutral spine. That's really your counter. If then you want to put your forehead down like a baby child's pose, that's okay. But in yoga, you just want to remember the counter pose is easier than the pose itself. So in this case, our pose is camel. So our counter is supposed to be less intense. That's better for the health of the spine, for resetting it. And when you're ready, we'll take camel a second time. This time, if you have the practice where you reach for your feet, that's awesome. You can tuck the toes to make your heels a little higher for that, or keep your feet flat. Or we can just repeat what we just did. Maybe switch up the hand position if you're gonna stay on your back. Shoulder blades together. You still travel back the same way, and then maybe reach down. And maybe just kind of check it out side to side to see what it would be like one side than the other. And if it feels like you're straining, maybe don't head all the way in. If it feels awesome, then take your ankles, but lengthen through the crown of the head, reaching back, not collapsing. And then when you're ready, float up on an inhale, and then sit it back to neutral. Maybe take the forehead down again for balasana, some version of child's pose. Reground, recenter with your breath. And we're going to meet back up in this pose, Virasana. We're going to do Lolasana because it's great to build our core. So it is an arm balance. I've got blocks here. I can do the arm balance with blocks, but I'll show you without. So literally what we're doing is just lifting the knees into the chest, which opens up the ankles and the shins. So your toes stay down in this one. You press and lift up, and then some people float the feet up. So just feeling that, that's all core to lift up. That's why this is an awesome arm balance, because you're training your core what's needed for other postures. It is a little easier when I make my arms longer. So you lift up, you take it forward, and you dangle. It's called pendant pose. So it can be a tough one. I actually, when I'm just doing it without getting up, sometimes I do little push-ups, like lift and lower. So it's all core. And when we're done with that, let's bring our feet forward and just shake out our legs. That's also a really good stretch for the top of your foot. So shake out your ankles. And we'll come to Dandasana, staff pose. So Dandasana is a super strong pose, even though it looks easy. We're activating everything. Palms or fists by your side. You press in. Maybe the hips lift up. You're tucking your chin and you're flexing your feet. Maybe the heels lift up, pressing the backs of the knees down. And you are to feel your bandhas here. Mula Bandha, lifting your pelvic floor, your root lock. Uddiyana Bandha, belly in and up like a zipper, which is your upward flight, your stomach lock. And your chin tucks in for your throat lock. Mahabandha, all three together. And then release that, stretch it up, and just take forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Hands can be shins, ankles, feet, toes. You can bind the toes, whatever works, but you want to keep reaching the sternum to the big toes, so you take compression out of the back. And if you have back stuff, sometimes it's safer to stay higher. You get more in your low back and your legs versus trying to fold in and compressing. Long inhales and exhales. Deep breaths. Looks like I'm still there in the Facebook world. I don't know why it randomly loses me at times. Inhale it up, fingers behind you, facing forward or the sides. And then pull the shoulder blades together, widen the collarbones, and either lift up for reverse plank or bend the knees and lift up reverse table. Counter pose to the forward fold, so we hold it a little less, and it should be less intense. And once again, anytime it's like camel, we want to lengthen the crown of the head back when we're in something like that, not collapse the back of the head. Right foot forward, left foot in. Janu Sirsasana. We're going to press and lift and cross it. Take a halfway lift, kind of cross the wrists, and then level the shoulder that wants to pop up your left shoulder. Level it out, reaching forward. If you're super deep in here, your temple is going to the inside of your leg. You're trying to press down the back of the knee, and you're kind of using your hands to travel a little deeper into this. If you feel anything in your knee or your legs up here, you want to adjust your foot further down or maybe put something under it. because you are externally rotating the hip again. Take a few breaths here. Your legs are like your tree pose basically. So when I said your knees should be all the way to the side in tree, inhale out of there, like so it should be like you're flat on the ground. So if you do this pose and your knee is up here, you want to adjust down to try to get it externally rotated. All right, so let's just take a moment to flatten the left foot, lift up, hug around, lift up, and take it back. Take a little twist, flex the right foot. And then unwind your twist, take a little counter twist. And then as you come back up, before we switch sides, this is the same bent leg, we haven't switched it up, and just give yourself a little rock into that rocking action into the hip, rocking the baby. And then switch it up, keep your left leg forward, pull your right foot in, settle. I press to square and get length, and then allow that to help stretch me forward with length. Take a halfway lift, level out the shoulders and fold in. Once again, you're externally rotated. Your back of your knee is pressing down. Some of us can get the temple down here inside the shin. It's called head to knee in English, but head to knee would mean you're curving your spine. You want to lengthen it once again. So sternum towards the big toe and breathe. Inhale and exhale. And then allow yourself to come up on an inhale. Guide your foot flat. Reach up, hug yourself in, reach up, twist yourself back. Gazing over your shoulder, flex the foot. Keep your breath. And then unwinding to give yourself a little love here with this hip. This one's tighter on me, that's why my foot's further away. I still work to pull it closer. Feeling it here in your outer thigh, maybe your piriformis, which is where your sciatic nerve is. And then nice and easy, take it down. We're gonna slide forward and roll down. So you're going to plant your feet, reach the fingers forward, and slowly roll it down, maybe pausing in the little speed bump, maybe taking some little micro sit-ups here. And finding your way down, circling on your sacrum. We're gonna head up to bridge Setu Bandhasana, so feet grounded. They are hip width apart, and also your knees. We're not gonna splay the knees. And I like to press with my upper arm to give me lift. And then once you've got lift, maybe you're interlacing your fingers under you. I keep my block handy for this reason. And your gaze is straight up, your sternum coming closer to your chin. You're kind of squeezing the thyroid a little bit, which is a good action here in yoga for your thyroid health. Taking your breaths in and out. So you're tucking your tailbone. We talked about this yesterday, guys, at TT. If you're there, that's a posterior tilt. Your tailbone tucking under to reach it to the ceiling more. If you want to come out of bridge and go up to full wheel, that's great. Or you want to come out of bridge and go back into bridge, you can. I've got my block, so I'm just going to stay here for the next few breaths. But your choice here in your practice. Remember, if you're staying in bridge, the dristi stays straight up. You don't want to look side to side. If you're doing full wheel, you put your hands by your ears. and press it up. And when you're done with your back bends, just finding your way out. Pull your knees in again and roll it around, or see what feels good. We're going to pass through Supta Baddha Konasana here. Supine, bound angle. Supta means supine. So you can open up and be passive here, like cactus arms to open your chest. You can root one hand to your heart, one to your belly. Or if you want more action, this is a great place to do sit-ups at the end of your flow. Lifting up the shoulders, breathing out your mouth if you go to that. If you're chilling out, you're doing Ujjayi breath. Whichever you're doing is perfect. You are perfect, just as you are. And then we'll guide the knees back together and walk the feet out. Do a little internal rotation, the opposite of what we were just doing. Just kind of feel that. Maybe lower one knee and then the other. And then you're going to allow your right knee to come in, your left leg to stretch out, and we'll take a spinal twist over. Your drishti goes away from your knee, so you've got the stretch into your cervical spine and your neck. And you want to try to, in this case, I'm keeping the shoulder down, so my knee's a little higher. If you want to work on getting your knee lower, sometimes you have to let your shoulder pop up a little bit. And then we'll take the knee down twist on the other side, so you roll back through the middle. Left knee stays in, roll it over, open it up, and gaze away from the knee, grounding the shoulder. Your hand has light pressure here to assist you with the twist. And then come back. And as you reset your hips here, just close your eyes and check in if you're feeling the need to do any last asanas here, or maybe more sit-ups. Maybe you feel like you need a shoulder stand and a plow and a fish. Maybe you like happy baby. Maybe you just like legs up the wall, which is just taking your legs up in the air, or perhaps you actually have a wall nearby. We're going to head to Shavasana here in a minute or so. So if you want to do a longer Shavasana, you can say goodbye. If you want to do an ab workout, you can enjoy yourself. Otherwise, taking the last couple of minutes for your asanas and then heading to the master pose Shavasana on your back, called corpse pose in English. I saw that on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the other night. It said, what does Shavasana mean? And the answer was corpse. The person didn't know it. They had to phone the friend for that. So we'll come into Shavasana, and as we take a reset moment, I visualize it as it's like corpse pose, meaning like you're shedding away some stuff you don't need. So death is seen as a healthy thing, as a slaying of things you don't need. So as you lay in Shavasana, maybe breathe in and settle all the muscles with a sigh. Release the weight to the mat and just surrender. Surrender and settle. Softening the temples, the jaw, the shoulders, the belly, the weight of your hips, your arms, your legs. Floating over your mat. We'll come out of this together. So if you're still here, moving your fingers, moving your toes, stretching into your body like a morning stretch, hugging your knees in and rolling to the side. And then finding your way back to Sukhasana, your easy pose. Feeling your ease and setting your intention to let that stay with you all day long, no matter what comes your way. As you bring your palms to your heart center and bow your chin, honoring your light, just as you did when we began, knowing that light is always there. And it's in all of us. We are all one. So remembering that on this path, there's a lot of disagreement right now amongst people, but just try to send love and remember we are all the same. We all need each other. We're in this together. And as you float your gaze up, just honoring that. Sorry about the mishaps in technology.